So what types of businesses are you guys looking to sell right now? Anything in particular?
Dry cleaner.
Okay,
Yeah, with real estate, and then
dry cleaner. Yeah, I mean,
Laundromats.
laundromats. Okay, dry cleaners, laundromats.
I'm looking to sell anything that is profitable.
yeah.
I've learned my lesson from long ago. Make sure that the business is profitable. So that's the key. That's my focus. Good sellable listings, whether it's manufacturing, a wholesale distributor, any kind of business that is profitable. It has to be profitable, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's a tough sell if it's not. Very tough sell.
My weakness is always has been that I want to help others.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I fell into that trap just to try and help them out, and it just, yeah, you've got to be profitable. A business has got to be profitable. I mean, why would somebody buy it, you know? But you mentioned a good point earlier about restaurants. Sometimes restaurants don't have
Yeah.
you know, the bottom line looks rosy, but they have other assets in there that are worth something. You know, whether it's the license, whether it's the equipment, the machinery, maybe some of the digital assets that they have in place are worth something as well.
yeah,
And the location as well. Yeah.
Yes.
The location very good. Yeah.
And rent's got to be right too. I think that's another factor that plays into a lot of my deals that I, you know, look into. It's, you know, are the rents at market? Or are they really above market? I mean, I had one listing that I almost took for a franchise, but you know, she was paying, you know, 3 times what is normal
wow.
for that location. And that was like, why? I mean, and obviously she wasn't, you know, she wasn't profitable.
Yeah. And so, was that anything that could be renegotiated or no?
She tried, and the issue that I come across from time to time is some of these retailers that fell behind during COVID. So during the shutdown,
Mm.
their rents were in, you know, in arrears, where some landlords worked with some tenants and they forgave the rents while when they were closed.
Yeah,
Others did not forgive them, but helped them out and said, you know, we'll take out the triple net costs. You know, we'll absorb the triple nets, but you need to pay your rent. So there was a whole bunch of deals that were negotiated. She wasn't able to negotiate anything. So she just kept on falling behind.
mm, yeah, that's a tough one.
Yep.
That is a tough one. Yeah, I mean, I think in some cases it depends on, you know, the building owners too, right? So if the building is owned free and clear, there's no mortgage on it and all that, then it's much easier for the landlord or for the owner to give some concessions during that time period. But you know, if the owner had bought the building in the last couple of years and has a high mortgage and, you know, property taxes and all of that, then, you know, then they don't really have room to negotiate that much. So, or if they do, they just choose not to. So, but, you know, I think that having a vacant spot, it's always better to have somebody who's paying something rather than somebody, you know, unless the landlord feels like they can get her out and get somebody else in there who's paying triple, you know, 3 times market rate. And that's a little crazy.
Oh,
'Cause
she's closed. She's gone. She just
uh,
could not.
yeah,
She wasn't able to survive. I mean, that's the thing, you know, that was the point that I was trying to make earlier. But by the way, I'm at an appointment, and that's why I'm off camera. I'm actually getting some PT done. So, but yeah. So I mean, that was the point that I was leaning into earlier. Is that, you know, my weakness was try to help people, and sometimes you go in there to help them, you end up spending hours and hours on something, and then you know, you end up realizing that there's just, you can't help them.
yeah,
So that's why I said, you know, My focus is on listing profitable businesses.
Yeah. No, I hear you, and I have the same weakness. Uh, had it for years and trying to get past that a little bit more. But sometimes you can still help them without taking it on yourself. And that's one of the things I learned how to do is especially on some of these little micro businesses that are worth maybe $40,000 or $50,000. You know, I can't take those on because it's just not even by the time if you can sell it, you're still not even going to get compensated in a reasonable way for it. So, you know, I just learned to start giving them some advice, have a phone call with them. And as soon as I find out their business is not going to be something I can sell, then if it's a micro business like that, I'll just tell them, you may want to think about putting it out on Craigslist, and you're going to need to have your financials in order. You're going to need to have your tax returns available, and if you don't, if you're skimming cash and you're not declaring all your income, well, you're going to need to probably reconsider that at least for 1 year, so that you have all your revenue declared on at least one tax return. You just give them a little bit of advice and try and make sure that they're in a better position than they were when they originally crossed your path. And I think that's sometimes all we can do.